What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hot Toys Veteran episode 6. That's uh, that's number 6. Wow, who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? But some exciting news today. Really, really exciting about time for this figure to be announced. I know a lot of people are happy. I know a lot of people are unhappy. Apparently, never fails. But it's going to be a good one, I believe. So I think that it's going to be an exciting release when it comes out. I think people are going to be super, super happy. Again, you're going to have your unhappy people as well. Let me see who's in here right now. Insane One, what's up, man? How are you? Gotta check the one. All right, cool, man. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about. I personally am very excited about this. Been talking about this. Robin, here I am. See, it wasn't 1100 minutes. I personally been talking about this figure for months. Specifically about because remember this was announced a while ago with just Boba's helmet. And actually, let me pull it up. Uh, Thanks, my friend. Let me pull it up so people know what I'm talking about. So this guy is up for pre-order right now. Has been up for pre-order for a couple hours. So specifically, like I was just saying, I've been talking about this figure for months in other streams. Like I said, specifically the fact that it was teased with Boba's helmet alone, no head sculpt, and I said there is absolutely no way that they're going to make this figure and not give us a head sculpt. And I specifically said, again, multiple times, you could go back and look for it. Talia, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. So I've said for a long time, from the moment I spoke on this figure, I said there is absolutely no way that they're going to make this figure without the head sculpt. It wouldn't make sense. It would just be another Boba Fett, which we have plenty of, with, a thinner body, different outfit, and that's it. I think people would have bought it anyway, but this is what we needed. This is what we're waiting for, and very, very happy to say I called this again months ago from the moment I think we saw the tease. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Apparently, there are people already complaining about it. I don't know who, I don't know why, I don't know what, but this is beautiful. I got ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué teclas? What's up, man? How you doing? ¿Cómo está? So I don't know who could possibly be complaining about this at all. I don't understand why anybody would, but again, not everybody's ever going to be happy. That's just life. It is what it is. You can't expect everybody to be happy about anything in life. So I think that, there's a lot of people who were really excited about this, finally seeing this, and are very happy with again, this is just a prototype. We don't know what's going to happen with the, when it's really released. There's always going to be differences, maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. What do you think of the price? I mean, we're playing for inflation. There's plenty of accessories. We get a new style base. The head sculpt is beautiful. I'm not surprised. I would have thought it would have been, 280, 285, but 300, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I already pre-ordered mine. I used one of the coupon codes, and so, it came out to 280 and then plus everything else. So, we can't be shocked and talk about pricing anymore because everything's going to keep going up and up and up. We're not going to get no more 250, 260, depending, I guess, if it's maybe a trooper with no head sculpt. But we're paying for the art now, we're paying for the art and we're paying for the inflation. I have no complaints about this figure whatsoever. There are, I actually found in one of the groups some of these comparison pictures that I think K1 Master put together himself. So I'm going to pull those up in a little bit as well, so you can see the difference between him in the on the show and then him as the figure. But yeah, no, the pricing, it is what it is. Again, what are you going to do? If you don't like the price, either go buy it from another cheaper retailers, which you could find. You have people probably selling it, $285, $290. So, but that's just the pricing now. You know what I mean? There's nothing you could do about it anymore. It's inflation, it's everything that's going on, and then you're paying for this. This head sculpt is, immaculate in my opinion. So there are always those, always, exactly. Not everybody's going to be happy about everything ever. That's just life. Anybody who thinks that everybody has to be happy about everything is delusional. The two new Hope Leias that they found were oh wow, that's weird. I'm surprised that they would keep that at the original price, because I would understand why, because it's still the retail items, but that's crazy. Whoever got those, man, they hit the jackpot. They don't even know it. Oh, maybe they do know it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I heard. What was the other one, William? You said there was a couple. There was a DX09, I believe you said. It was a DX09 and the Princess Leia. Can you imagine? That's insane. Flippin' Jedi, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, can you imagine being the ones? Yeah, see the DX09. Can you imagine what whoever got those? That just out of no, I don't even know how people getting these emails. I never get anything. I never know what the hell's going on. I just see them, when they post in my group that something was found, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I never get anything. I mean, not that I would buy, because I have it anyway, but it's still like, I would like to get a second one. Like, why not? That's crazy. But yeah, how first of all, who's excited about this release? This pre-order release, because it's not out for shipping yet, but it's released for pre-order. As soon as I saw, I forget who posted the picture. It was 16 Junkie Bobby Ray. He posted it in his what do you call it? To be honest, I said what I said was, can you imagine how mint that shipper is right now? That shipper is probably mangled, chewed up, destroyed. Where can they possibly have found these figures? How big is his warehouse? Like, what? Like, can you imagine? But 16 Junkie Bobby Ray, he posted the image of this under the RSVP, which is where you would find where the image was. I don't check that, so I didn't know. So I saw that he posted it on his Instagram, and I said, "Where did you find this?" So he told me, "Oh, go to the RSVP." I was like, I never get this stuff. I'm like, who's looking for this? So I go on and I check, and I'm like, oh my God, the head sculpt. I had already seen it. Tell them to find. yeah, okay. So, let me see. Eric, what's up, man? Comments are improved. Yeah, so I'm going to show. I mean, again, everybody's got their own opinion, and it's perfectly fine. But so he posts the picture. I went and looked for it myself. I was so excited because, like I said earlier, I said that this thing had to be made with a head sculpt. It was a no-brainer to make the head sculpt, because, again, it would have just been another plain Boba Fett, a thinner Boba Fett, a different variant of a Boba Fett named Cobb Vanth. That's it. You had to make the head sculpt. That's what's going to differentiate, him from Boba Fett. Now you can have a regular Boba Fett with no head sculpt. That's Boba Fett. But now that you have Boba Fett's head sculpt, you have to show that, okay, even though he has Boba Fett's armor, this is not Boba Fett by giving us the head sculpt, which this is why I knew they had to do this 100%. There was no way that they were gonna miss out on this opportunity. And I specifically said, I remember, you guys could look it up. I said, all we're waiting for, because remember, they only teased them with the helmet on. I said, all we're waiting for is for this head sculpt to be made. And once that's made, it's going to go on from pre-order. You can look it up in any stream that you want that the figure was spoken about. Thule, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. So look at this thing. Again, I think it's perfect. I have no complaints about it. The outfit, beautiful, and I think they might have fixed a couple things from the tease. I believe. I have to. I didn't pull up the first pictures with him pointing the gun that we first saw teased. It feels like over a year ago. Look at this thing. Beautiful. The outfit. Perfect, in my opinion. Look at this thing. The head sculpt. The armor. I like the beat up armor. I like how it's all faded. It's, Boba Fett's armor from, I think this is from the double pack, if I'm not mistaken. That was a question. Just one. I just said I pre-ordered just one. There's no need for more. We got plenty of Boba Fett's, and I'm going to display him just with this. It's not. There's no exclusive. There's no special edition to it. So there's really no need to get multiples. I have a feeling that they're gonna. He's coming out again on season 3. Not on season 3. On either Mandalorian season 3, or if they do a season 2 of the Book of Boba, they left us with the cliffhanger with him, still alive. So, he's gonna get reissued or 2.0 at some point. So that you could get 2 and display one with the helmet, one without. But why would you do that? I mean, it's a cool idea. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you need to display him I'm going to display him just like this. Because you need to show that it's not Boba Fett. That's why they needed to make the head sculpt. Because you can put him with, if they made him without the head sculpt, he would have just looked like another Boba Fett, a thinner Boba Fett with just different pants, different shirt. So that's why they needed to make that head sculpt 100%, which is why as soon as I saw that, I was like, they have to do this because there's no way that they're not going to do a head sculpt for this figure. Look at this. You got the backpack, which is awesome. Again, you put a helmet on that, what are you going to say? Oh, it's Boba Fett. So that's why you need that head sculpt. So I'm going to have him just like this. The backpack, the gun, holding the helmet. Look at that thing. See? What do you see here? Boba Fett. You don't know that, obviously everybody knows, but if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, oh, look, Boba Fett got a new outfit. So thanks, Tully. I appreciate it. So this Boba Fett, exactly. So it's just the thinner Boba Fett right here. What do you see? Boba Fett. If you didn't know any better, you would be like, that's Boba Fett. So that's why you needed that head sculpt. Period. Bobby Ray, what's up? I just gave you a shout out. So this is why they needed that head sculpt. Nathan, what's up, man? Definitely getting, yeah, yep, 100%. It's there was no way that they were gonna not make this. Because again, it would just be another Boba Fett. Look at that base. With the wooden planks, it looks like that's a nice different base for once. We were 5% them, and there my wife thought Mando. Yeah, no, I'm telling you. And for people who don't know, they look at this that's on the screen right now, and they'll say it's Boba Fett. Oh look, it's Boba Fett, and that's the problem. That's why there was no way they were not going to make that head sculpt. But look at this thing. Look at that base. Who was it that said? I forget who it was. Rick here, I believe he said. He was like, "Oh, I'm surprised they didn't give us another sand base." Can you imagine another sand base? I think people would have destroyed the figure. They destroyed Hot Toys. But look at this thing. Beautiful, sexy ass. Look at that. What? Tell me that doesn't look like Boba Fett right there. Tell me that's not an old school Boba Fett right there. Of course it is. Nathan, shocked but glad we didn't get another. Exactly. That's what he said. Bob Dylan, let's see what he's saying. Boba Fett or Boba Fett. There, exactly. So that's the thing, Here, look at that. If you didn't know any better, you would say, "Oh, look, Boba Fett." Look at that thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. Look at that. Look at the Mandalorian in the back. How sick is that? To have them all together like that. Actually, Bob Dylan, I don't know if you guys saw, Bob Dylan just did he took pictures of his little setup of all he had the Mandalorian, he had Boba Fett, he had the oh my god, the armor, he had I forget which ones. He had all of them on a setup. Oh, and repaint armor with the throne. And he took a picture of them all stacked. Oh, and the what was the other one? The big heavy Mando. And he took a picture of them stacked up, like it looked like a picture of like for a show, or for a what do you call it? Or like a promo for something. The thing looked beautiful. I was like, oh my god. Bucket, yeah, he named it. He titled it Bucketheads. The picture, I wish you could have freaking. I wish I would have put it up. But if you haven't seen it, go check out Bob Dylan's. I think I don't remember. Was it Instagram or was it Facebook? I know I saw it on Facebook, but I don't know if you have Instagram. Maybe you do. I don't remember. But check out Bob Dylan's. Oh yes, he does. It's Bob Dylan Bob Dylan Hot Toys, I think. So go look at that picture. That picture looks insane. I said I wasn't gonna blow his head up, but here I am. I'm just kidding, Bob Dylan. It's not good. Sculpt looks great too. I think we'll see more comments. Yeah. No, absolutely. The fact that he's alive, this is not going to be his only figure. You don't know. You don't know what he's going to look like in the future. You know, they wouldn't keep him alive for no reason. I think, you know, there's more of him coming. Maybe they'll give him a his own type of armor for being a good guy. So you don't know. Oh, it's on Instagram. Okay, yeah. What is it? Hot Toys Bob Dylan or Bob Dylan Hot Toys? I think it's one of those two. Put it in the chat so people go look at the picture. The picture is beautiful. I was a little put off by the it's not only the head sculpt though. Remember, head sculpted figures are supposed to be more expensive to begin with, especially if they come with a helmet. So now you're getting two heads for one figure, right? If they get no head sculpt, you would expect it to be a little cheaper, but you got the head sculpt, you got the helmet, you got inflation, you got all this stuff going on. So, the price, again, it is what it is. There's not much you could do about it. Again, you could find retailers that will sell it for cheaper. There's really no reason to go unless you want it sooner, which is the only benefit for figures like these, besides the exclusives. Obviously, if you get something that's a Sideshow exclusive, you're only getting it on Sideshow. If you get a figure like this, every retailer is going to get it, and every retailer is going to sell it for cheaper than Sideshow because you're paying Sideshow's top dollar to get it sooner than every other retailer out there. So there it is, guys. Bob Dylan Hot Toys. Yeah. So go check that picture out. That thing is insane. And the way he did two poses, and one of them he's stepping on the Stormtrooper bloody helmet from I think it wasn't the Cheer It In way. I think it was one of the other ones. I forget which one, but the picture looks sick. Thule. The elephant, of course, they kept them alive. Yeah, no, and he's gonna appear again. Somehow he's gonna be part of it again. And again, you don't know if they're gonna give him another armor just again for being a good guy, for giving back Boba his armor. You don't know what's gonna happen. So we may get him. They might include him to the pack as an honorary Mandalorian because of I think he earned it. So. We don't know what's coming, So it's very exciting. And again, they kept him alive for a reason. So that means, a lot of him is coming. Look at this thing. You can complain about the head. You don't have to. Again, it may not be 100%, but tell me another company that's doing something like this that's gonna, that's better than this. And again, this is the prototype. It could get better. It could get worse. But this thing looks beautiful right now. I may get to make another one. Yeah. That's smart. You can. He does. He has. I forget what movie he had. It was like a cowboy or something too. You could use it for a lot of things. The fact that they made him. Period. You could use his head sculpt. So that's a good idea too. A lot of people like these figures, these head sculpts to be able to make custom. Bob Dylan's one of them. He can't wait for releases. So he's constantly figuring out how to Frankenstein some stuff. And, you make it fun for yourself while you wait for other figures. But look at this thing, man. This thing is amazing. Amazing. The beard looks sick. He's got the little mole right there. This thing is, again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You can have your complaints. But it's pretty spot on to me. This thing is insane. Look at this thing. Kid Bastion. Yeah, exactly. There you go. So he likes you like doing that a lot. You like making your own stuff a lot, which is it's fun. It's fun if you can get the right pieces and you have once you have something in your head like a project that you want to make and you're able to find all the proper pieces. That's the most satisfying feeling because you're actually your whole vision comes to life, and that's the fun part about it when you get the proper stuff. Cop Vance, look at this thing, beautiful. The weathering on the armor again. I think this is reused from the Boba Fett double pack. Maybe a little painted a little bit different. I think there's more green in here, if anything. But I don't think it's as battle damage or as weathered, but it's so nice. Look at that thing. So nice. Thing is awesome. Look at the hoses. These things they always add these things on. Really cool. Look at this. He's got the bottle. Look at that. That's a cool accessory to add. He's got the bottle. He's got the helmet. Look at the bar in the back. Look at that Mando shot. So badass. That's going to be so sick. I'm telling you, you could have this on a detail by itself. Just Cobb Vanth by himself. Or even Cobb Vanth with Boba Fett. Or Cobb Vanth with Mandalorian. Just them two. You know how sick and epic that's going to look? So nice. Look at that gun. Really nice. That backpack. That jetpack. Look at that. Sick. Just like the one you got with what's his name? Jango Fett. You got the shooting rocket coming out of it. So the fact that you got the flame effects, you got the flame, the smoke effect for the rocket, and then you can put it in regularly. Look at this thing. You got the flame effects here, you got the rocket, you got the gun, you got the pistol. On his regular pistol, you got the jug. You got the gauntlets that he has. You got the arms, the hands. That base is pretty cool. I really like that base because it's a little different. Finally, it's not a big deal base. There's nothing like, oh my god, it's crazy. But just the fact that it's not your typical crappy base is nice. So I'm going to show you guys the comparison pictures real quick. Let me see. Because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about, the pictures that I saw in that group. Let me see. All right, so here's apparently there's some drama going on. So something different as well. Let me see. So wait, what happened to this? I did it wrong. Hold on. So apparently, I don't know if you guys saw this thing here, but apparently Hot Toys went outside their workers and their people who do the sculpting for them. Thank goodness they gave us yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's again, it's not a big deal base. There's nothing crazy about it, but it's just the fact that it's different. It's good enough. Get to and rock the elephant sculpt. Oh, that'd be cool. That's a good idea if it fits. Because remember, they modify bodies and head sculpts to fit different bodies, so not everything fits. But that's a good idea. So I don't know if you guys saw. So apparently they hired this person to do the commission. Yixi. I don't know if you guys. I've never heard of this guy. Again, I found this from Bobby Ray. He sent me this to show me because I don't follow this person. I don't know who they are. I had no idea. So, which I was very shocked about because Hot Toys, we know that they're always, have their in-house sculptors and stuff like that. So I was like, wow. I was like, they had somebody else do their work. And then apparently, so he did this. I guess he did the 3D model for them, right? And then they had somebody else modify it. I forget. I think it's one of Hot Toys' people now modify the head sculpt when they actually, I guess molded it or did it. But look at this is another thing that caught my eye because hold on. Because the fact that this happened, that's what made it, because I thought it was fake. I was like, no, I was like, there's no way. But the fact that this happened, you have JC Hong right here liking that post of Yixi. Not to mention Yixi also. Oh, okay. I think was that the name that the person? Oh no, Viva La. Yeah, it was this one. Viva La. Yeah, this one exactly. It was that person. Again, she works for Hot Toys. I know because I've seen her name plenty of times on the boxes and on as part of the credits of the figures, of multiple figures. So she modded it correct. But I thought it was, when he showed me that, I was like, there's no way. I was like, somebody's trying to like start some shit. But then when I saw that JC Hong liked it, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is that for real? So again, very, very shocking. Maybe it's happened multiple times and nobody ever said anything, but this is the first time somebody actually announced it, out loud that they did some work for Hot Toys. So again, crazy. I never expected. I never seen that. And I'm going to show you guys the comparisons now because I think, people are going to really get a feel of how close and how off. So these are from K1 Masters. So shout out to him for these pictures. But look at this. Come on. Can't move there we go. So look at that. So if you want to get really hardcore, and really like, oh, this is way off. So already the armor is a little bit too short on the Hot Toys figure. The plates are a little bit too short on the figure because if you just look at the difference in size, the difference in shape. That knee on the right knee, well, the left knee if you're facing the screen. Look at the different color tone. Hold on, let me see what. I tell you what you do. You already 6 goes price from the. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really cool idea. You could custom those. But look at the orange on the figure, and then look how it's completely a different tone. But again, this happens with all the figures that they make. It's never spot on 100%. It just never is. The belt is pretty spot on. Both of them actually. Just different tone on the top one. The slightly different tone on the top one. Again, the armor plates, completely different. The shoulder plates, completely different. On him on the show are a little bit. I feel like they're a little bit, lower, facing down more. Completely different. It's more like a yellowish than an orange. They're not fully painted. They're more weathered. This looks like a little bit more fully painted than they are. You see there's more metal on the one on the left from the show than there is, there's like no metal on the one from the figure. His head, his eyes, you could see they look kind of like more squinting on the figure, so you really don't see like the whites of the eyes. But again, this is all lighting as well, so remember that. Also, the pants, they look a little more baggy on the figure. The hoses, they stick out. Obviously, he's got kind of supposed to be the slightly the same pose, but see the hoses, how they bend a little bit more. The padding, the armor between the neck. I wish you guys could see where I'm pointing. You can't. The armor between the shoulder and the neck, that green armor. Look at the difference on the show and then on the figure. The one on the figure looks a lot bigger, comes out a lot more, closer to the shoulders than the other one does. The boots, the boots are a different tone also. So, if you want to get like really hardcore, detail, is it spot on? Absolutely not. Even look at the left, if you're staring at the screen, the left going where he's holding the gun. It looks a lot thinner and a lot longer in the figure than it does on the show picture. So again, you could do this with every figure. Every figure that they've ever made, you compare, they're never going to be the same tone. They're never going to be, once you get them, it's a different story, slightly a different story, but it's never spot on 1,000%. It just never is. Big Dog Pound. Woo! What's up, man? So, that's what happens. And again, it's not that there's anything wrong. It's just they do as best as possible, and it comes out, however it comes out. But again, this is always gonna be the Hot Toys is always gonna be the best of the best of the best. It's just what it is. But this is really, really cool, man. Really, really cool. Let me see if I can get to the other one. Let me see. That's one. Here's another one of the face. Look at that. So same thing. The picture of him in the show. Look at his eyes wide open. He's squinting in the figure. So that's why his eyes look a lot smaller. They don't look. It looks great. That's why the eyes look a lot smaller in the figure because they have him squinting for some reason. I wish they didn't because look at his eyes are wide open, and that's usually how they really are. So I don't know why they made him that much smaller. I think if they changed the eyes, I think it would have made it even better. The beard, I think it's spot on. They could have made it even a little bit fluffier if they wanted to, but who's going to complain about the figure, about a beard, the hair, the hair is I don't, the hair doesn't bother me at all. It looks, pretty good. But the eyes, I think, if anybody's complaining about him not looking like himself, would be from the eyes. And that's the only thing that I would say could be or should be fixed, if anything. But again, this is a prototype. They may adjust some things here and there. You don't know. But the eyes, I think, it's where they could get, they could get better, a lot better if they need to, fix anything. But if they don't, is it going to stop me from buying? Absolutely not. Is it going to stop, thousands of people from buying? I don't think so, because it's still, pretty spot on. To me, it's a 95 to 97% perfect. So can you get better than that? I doubt it. Unless they go back, because we know for many years that they've done, they go back, they'll fix things that even things that like we were happy with to begin with. They just sometimes they make it better. So that's my only complaint about the figure. If I were to complain about anything, am I complaining about anything? Absolutely not. Let me show you guys another one. This is another one here. Another close-up again. Here it is. Same thing. It's the eyes. For some reason, I don't know. And here he's, the picture's squinting a little bit more than the previous picture. And he looks a lot closer here because the eyes are a little bit closer to each other. And I still have no complaints. Look at that. Even if they opened up the eyes, and again, don't forget the lighting. The lighting is affecting it as well. So don't think, hello everyone, I like this. He seems tall. Yeah, that's what he looks like. Thanks for being here too, Adrian. That's who he is. That's his actual body type. Tall and skinny. So it's if they hadn't made the head sculpt, it would have been a skinny Boba from back in the day. So that's what they needed to make this. But this comparison here is the most spot on image you could get. And look at the centerpiece on his chest armor. See the difference in size? So if you want to sit there and be picky and look at the, you're going to find things that are not going to be 100%, perfect. But that's just what it is. For some reason, their scales to that stuff never really never really matches 100%. They're always off, slightly off. See, like you can that centerpiece, you can make it a little bit longer on the figure, a little bit thinner, a little bit longer, but I don't know why they don't really get, spot on. Again, I would think that it's because it's would be crazy for them to literally sit there and have it match perfectly to the outfit in the on the show. So I understand, but again, this is the best of the best of the best. So there's no issue. But look at these two together. That is spot on to me. And again, the reason why it looks a little bit different is because you see the white on his eyes 100% here. And again, because of the lighting, you don't see much, so it looks darker, so it makes his eyes look even more squintier than they should be, because it looks dark because of the lighting. Here in this picture, look, he's got all the lighting in his face. Here you can see it's getting dark all around here, and even dark here. It's light over here because you can see the white a little bit more than you do in here. So, but again, this thing is perfect. This thing is beautiful. I have no complaints about this whatsoever. Like I said, if I were to complain about something, it would be the eyes. But even that, not even a problem for me. Like I said, I ordered it as soon as it was up. I ordered it immediately. Look, here it is, another one. Same thing, spot on. Look at this thing. Again, the eyes. The only complaint is the eyes. The eyes you have on the left picture, on the show picture, you have his. The only difference is you see the whites in his eyes. That's it. That's it. If you were to see that in the figure picture, forget it. He would be 100% exactly the same. Obviously, they did his hair a little bit better in the figure. More done, more styled, and the armor. If you want to get really really hardcore with the pickiness, look how much shorter it looks than he does on the show picture. It looks like he's wearing like a belly shirt. So again, you can get really really hardcore about picky about this stuff. But again, I don't think when you have it in person, you're going to be complaining about any of it because he's going to look amazing. That body's going to be sick, nice and tight body. Probably great articulation because if you could see on the shoulders right here, it's kind of rounded off. So that shoulder's going to fully rotate without it, getting stuck anywhere. So that's going to be really, really cool. You have to get a good body for this figure because you want to do crazy, you're not going to pose him like Spider-Man, but you're going to do, shooting poses and him flying and stuff like that. So you need a good body for articulation. And like I said, you could see that this is nice and rounded off because they don't need it to be a muscular body because he's not a muscular guy, And why would you give somebody a muscular body to limit his articulation? They're not going to give you a Thor body for him or a Peacemaker body for him. There's no need. They'll give you a thin body that's going to give you articulation, 1,000%, and that's what it is. But this figure, what do you guys think? If any of you have any complaints of the figure after looking at it, what are your complaints? What would you do differently? What would you change? What would make you not buy it if you're not buying it? What was making you not buy it? But again, this thing, I don't know who. Again, I don't expect everybody to be happy about it. I don't expect everybody to say, "Oh my God, I need this," or I don't want this, because everybody's got different tastes. Hot Toys doesn't please everybody, and they're not supposed to. That's just life. They're going to attract the people who they attract. Like for example, myself, I will always buy Hot Toys because Hot Toys to me will always be the best of the, and not that there's companies that won't make good products as well. Absolutely not. That's not the case. But I will always prefer for example, 3-0 is a great company. Okay, great company. These Rambo figures that they've been making, insane figures. Could they be better? Absolutely. For example, the last Rambo from the first Blood movie, the first one, he comes with a knife, right? So the knife is meant to be put on a pole. He has the knife holder in the back of his pants. You cannot insert the knife in the back of his pants. Why would you put the knife holder back there, the little sheath, if you're not going to allow for the knife to be in there? You know what I mean? So why would you do that? I think it's a waste. All you have to do was add another piece of cloth in there just to be able to slide the knife in there. You can't do it. So if I know that Hot Toys is making a figure and 3-0 is making a figure, right? Because they're both going to be licensed. I'm not even talking about third party. I'm talking about licensing. You could compare license with license. You can't really compare license with unlicensed because it's not fair. But you have 3-0 and you have Hot Toys. And I know they're making the same figure. Depending on what the figure is, I would most likely buy Hot Toys. But if I see that they're a slight different, I may get both to be able to display the differences of them. But Hot Toys is my go-to always, always have been. I just like, I just love Hot Toys. So that's what I thought too. I thought that it would have been a great idea, and I said this on my last stream. It would have been a great idea to get a 2-pack, maybe a DX, to have obviously him as the deputy, and then obviously the full-blown Boba Fett armored figure of him, obviously with the same outfit, and just like the double pack Boba Fett, we should have gotten the same thing. I said the exact same thing because it would have been an amazing DX for them to make. We know that these double packs are through the roof now. Yeah, they've taken years to get there, but they're up there. So again, anybody who thinks that this Boba Fett double pack is not going to get up to $1,000 plus eventually is out of their minds. Out of their minds. Anybody who thinks that Black Superman and Nightmare Batman double pack is not going to get over $1,000 eventually, out of their minds. Those double packs are a big deal because they're not common. So anytime you get a double pack, it's a big deal for that reason because they don't make them often. What's up? 300 USD. No, well, I mean, again, that's your opinion. If the price is not for you, then it's not for you. Everybody has their own preference when it comes to how much am I spending on this figure or any figure, But like I said, you don't have to get it from Sideshow at that price. You can wait because this is not a Sideshow exclusive. This is not something that only Sideshow is getting. This is not, you know what I mean? There's nothing that you can't get anywhere else. You could get this anywhere else for cheaper, 100%. The only thing that you're paying for something like this on Sideshow is to get it sooner than any other retailer. That's it. Obviously, if you buy it overseas, then you're going to get it sooner and you're going to pay more because of shipping and blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to buy it at Sideshow for this. Remember that if you got a coupon as well, $20 off, it comes down to, whatever it is. Yeah, you get $20 off. So then you're going to buy Marley. This guy. You probably have that third party Bob Marley. I believe it. That one and what's his name? David Bowie. Those figures that they made. And what was the other one? From Queen? I forget his name. But yeah, those figures are cool. A lot of Bobs in there. Yeah. A lot of Bobs and Bobas. Oh man. Yeah, represent Bob Mob. Yeah. Bobs and Bobas. I collect all Bob. Yeah. You do, literally, all of them. Guys, you gotta go see that picture. You should autograph it and send it to me for promoting it so much. I hate you. But yeah, so with the price thing, again, I use one of the coupons. I have like literally 10 coupons saved in my account. You can't use them all because obviously some of them are just for in-stock items only. the ones that start with thanks are the ones that you could use for for pre-orders. So I had two of those. I used one, 20% $20 off. So there's your discount. So instead of 300, now it's 280 plus shipping, plus tax, plus all that stuff. So you don't need to buy it from Sideshow. How do you? Oh, Freddie Mercury. Yes. No. You know why? Because I watched a documentary. Not the documentary, the movie that they did, the Queen movie, and for some reason his first name Farouk stuck with me, and I forget his stage name, and I always remember Farouk. So when I think of Queen, I'll remember Queen. But when I think of Freddie, I don't think Freddie. I think Farouk, and then I was like, oh, what the hell is his name? So I didn't want to say Farouk because a lot of people wouldn't be like, well, who the hell is Farouk? But his real name was Farouk. Bobby. This would cost on the this would. What do you mean? Like DX? That no, I don't think so. 500 plus? No, DX would have been. Well, yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, $495, $500. Yeah, that's about right. With these price, if they're charging 300 just for this, yeah, it would have been 500 and change. 505, 510 probably. Yeah, that's true. I would say, a few months ago, maybe even last year, would have been 475, 460, 480. But now, yeah, 500 plus for a DX, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'm telling you, this figure is going to be insane. Andre, what's up, man? If they increase the price, they open up one of the banks, but they're putting the market. Well, yes and no. Because you're not buying Hot Toys because, well, I'm buying this because it's getting better and better and better. No, or they're adding more and more and more. No, you're paying because of everything that's going on. Everything is up. Inflation is affecting this. Materials, prices of materials are affecting this. It's not just because they're just they're charging more, so they have to give us more. Absolutely not. Remember that everything's expensive right now. So it has nothing to do with, expecting better work or better quality, better anything. The price of raw materials, period, is super expensive. So that's what we're paying. Yeah, of course, we got, the art, the artistry that we're paying for as well. Obviously people are going to charge more for the work and stuff like that. Robin just said, and shipping as well. So absolutely. So it's not about that. And the flooding the market, that has nothing to do with the pricing, because what they're trying to do with flooding the market is make more money. If you are, making, let's say, 10,000 figures, and your goal is to make, obviously, sell those 10,000 figures. If, for example, they make 5,000, right? It's less amount, but what happens then? All right, they're more limited, but then you got the resellers on eBay making double and triple. That's what they're trying to avoid by flooding the market. So I don't think it has anything to do with price. The price is something completely different. But the flooding is at 100% that. They're trying to get people to buy, directly from wherever it is that they can make that money from, instead of eBay for double and triple, or, price and a half or whatever. Kenobi soon. Well, Kenobi is, if you're talking about the new one from the Obi show, look at what he comes with. It's nothing. You don't have the same amount of armor. You don't have the same amount of belts, detail, all these pieces. You have his robe. You have that rocky base, which is, of course, nothing. You have his lightsaber. What else do you have? His little couple accessories here and there in the hands. Why would you have to pay, more than that for an Obi-Wan? You don't, and it's a DX. You got the eye rolling function. So there, but there's nothing to the figure, is my point. Here you got detail, you got armor, you got helmet, you got head sculpt, you got accessories, you got new base. Yeah, you don't have the eye rolling system, but you don't need it. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a good comparison, to do. Yeah, exactly. It's a DX, but it's not a good comparison because you cannot compare the amount of stuff that this takes to make, and an Obi-Wan, which is just literally just the robe, which is nothing to it. Literally nothing. You don't get armor, you don't get padding, you don't get nothing. So that's not, you can't compare those two. And then no, but again, it's two different things. You're comparing two different things. It's like comparing a Thanos with a I'm gonna give you an example. The regular Thanos, the Infinity War Thanos with literally nothing, and you have the other two Thanos with the full armor. You better believe they're gonna be completely different prices, even though it's the same figure. There have to be different prices because you have much more going on the ones with the armor. So it's completely different. Yeah, and shipping. Yep. The quality is going. Yeah, well, to a certain extent, absolutely, it has to. It has to because these artists are constantly improving, which is why I said you're paying for the artistry as well. It's not just just keep making the same stuff and you're going to get the same amount of money. No, that has to change as well. I was hoping they would make him with the bike too. Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. But again, you don't know what the future holds for this character because remember, he's still alive. They left us hanging with him still alive, so you don't know where he's coming out. So they may add, eventually a double pack with exactly that. Maybe a bike or something. You don't know, So this is just the beginning for this guy. Agree, Bob Dylan. Local Lou, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Thanks, my friend. Well, he's also more expensive than any. Well, yeah, again, because you're paying for the updated head sculpt. This thing is beautiful. You're paying for, again, we don't know what the prices of materials have gone up from, these previous Boba Fett's. There's a lot of variables to this. It's not just, well, this is just expensive for no reason. It's not that. And again, this head sculpt alone, I think, is what made, what increased the price, because this thing is beautiful. This thing is beautiful. And they use, well, you don't know that. You don't know how much it takes for them to make. Remember that all these electronics, they're buying these things in bulk. They buy these in large quantities, so you don't know what they're really paying for these things. Yeah, they'll charge us an arm and a leg for these things, absolutely, but you don't know what they're charging for, what they're being charged for. Those things for those things. So it's different. It's not, it's not the same. Your comparison with those two figures, not 100%. But again, we don't know. We don't know. You could sit there and say that. I could sit here and say this. Neither of us knows what's really happening. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. That's it. So we just, we're just speculating and talking and trying to figure out why everything's getting so expensive. But we could try to, put things together and make sense out of it. Loco Lou. Bob Darcy, what's up, man? 265, 300 figures. Yeah, no, it's exactly. It's, and it's, again, it's inflation. It's the artwork. It's the artist. It's, it's a lot of different things. It's not just one specific thing that's affecting all this stuff. That's the issue. But then I'll go points. I just haven't seen it. Yeah. No, and again, you have to remember that the shipping as well. Sideshow has to add for that shipping, as for getting the figures from Hong Kong to here. So you don't know how much, if that price is increasing for them as well. So they figure, shit, we got to do something. We got to, even if it's from this figure, like I said earlier, I would have been thinking, or I would have expected that this figure was going to be $285. There's no reason for it to be more than that. Why? But it is, because it's a lot of stuff to it. The head sculpt, you got the helmet. But again, just let's say if it was $295, all right, let's make it $300. $300, that's $5 per unit. And you add that to how many multiply by how many units they're having. That's a decent amount of money. So we don't know where these little bit of increases are coming from, because there's so many variables that affect all these prices. Local Lou. Andrea, I like this figure, but More expensive. Regain your Boba armor. Some brown. Yeah, well, that's what happens. It's just a lot of figures are like that. It's not just this one. It's a lot of figures that are like that. And again, you're being charged. If you compare, like I said, if you compare this armor, they're not all the same. I can tell you that right now. None of them are exactly the same. There's things that got to be tweaked. They can't give you, for example, if you look, for me, it looks like the double pack Boba Fett armor, but it's not. I can guarantee you it's not. The other one's way more faded, way more, weathered, way more battle damage. So it can't be the same thing. It's just not. But yes, a lot of it looks like it would be an easy figure to be made. They use parts from here, parts from there. They, different colors here and there, and that's it. That's what figures are. Of course, they're going to try to maximize profit by reusing and recycling stuff. So it's not, it's nothing new. It's not, nothing to, you can complain about it. It is what it is. But, you have to understand that as a company, if I owned a company and I was able to, for example, I'm making a figure, 1,000 figures, and I had to use, this material for whatever reason, and I could reuse that material to make another 1,000 figures for another character, you're going to tell me you're not going to use that to save money instead of buying all new material for all new pants and all, you know what I mean? That's just business. You know what I mean? You're going to try to maximize profit as much as possible. You can't just, as a company, and obviously us as the consumers and customers, we want them to spend that money and give us the proper stuff and give us our new pants with a new. Of course, we're going to say that because we're the ones spending the money. We're the ones who are in the position to complain about those things. But as a company, you're going to try to save money to be able to maximize profit. So, a headsculpt is no reason to be perfect. Headsculpt and clothing is well, of course it is, because again, these things, I don't know who was it that said before, things are getting better and better. So you're going to get better artists, you're going to get better work, you got to pay for that. So absolutely that's you have to increase the prices. If you have a guy making head sculpts, right? And you're paying him, I don't know, $500 for the head sculpt. Let's just say, throw out a number there. And you got a guy that could do that same head sculpt better, but he's charging you $700. You're not going to do it, knowing that you're going to get a better product? Absolutely. There's no standard pricing on art. There's no standard pricing on head sculpts. There's no artist is going to sit there and try 4, 5, 6, 7 different artists aren't going to charge you the same price for the one head, because they all have different ways to do it. They all have different detail. They have different so you can't say that. You can say that, but I don't think so. A head sculpt is a huge part of the how much they charge for the figures, because it's probably if not the main issue, the main reason for the figure, it's pretty up there. For you to have again, they could have given us this figure without a head sculpt, and it would have been how much? $265. They could have said $280. $280. And are you going to complain? Not really. You know what I mean? Not really. But $300 for a helmet, and then so now you got 2 displays for the figure. That head sculpt 100% included in the price. You have to. There is no way you're paying an artist to make you this as perfect as possible as they can. You have to pay for that work. Prices for these figures will go up as always if they also follow the aftermarket. These are play factor. Are people willing to pay double? Yeah, that's another thing. Which is why they flood the market. Which is what I said earlier. They flood the market to avoid them not making that money and having somebody go on eBay and sell it for double and triple and, say, oh, crap. I'm selling it for $280, $300, and people are buying it $500, $600, $700, $800. They're like, what the hell is going on here? So that's why they flood the market. So, it's just common sense. As a company, I would rather flood the market and have me make that money than give you a limited amount and have somebody else make double on my product. It's just business. Jeff, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Eric, we have to adjust prices. Plus, you don't just buy every hot toast stick. Yeah, that's another thing. You don't have to get everything. If you think something's pricey, that's the thing, though. Something's pricey, but it looks beautiful. Okay, and it's something that you're a fan of. So now you're stuck. Man, $300. I don't really want to spend that money. $300 for this figure. That's a lot of money. But the thing is fucking beautiful. And I really, really like the character. And it's going to look really, really nice in my display with the Mandalorian, with Boba Fett, with, you know, all the figures that I have from that line. You're going to suck it up. And that's the thing. You're going to collect or you're not. You know, and that's the problem. That's the thing. Bob Dylan, I love your passion. Oh, thank you, man. No, man, I love this. I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about this stuff, and I love, you know, you guys' opinion too, and you guys, you know, bringing up your points as well, because that's what makes it good. You know what I mean? That's what makes it exciting, because I don't think about everything, you know, that you guys think about. Everybody has their own view and their own angles on different things. So and that's what I said, putting all these things together is how we can figure out where because it's not one thing affecting prices, not one thing affecting, you know, the amount of figures that they make for one and then not for the other. So that's what's cool, you know, getting everybody's opinions and everybody's way of thinking together to come up with a rational, you know, reason of why, you know, this is what happens. I like it, but yeah, no, it's again, you don't have to agree with any pricing. You don't have, this is just, you know, the beginning. Things are going to keep going up and up and up, and you're going to get some troopers for at $295 eventually, and you're going to get some troopers at $310 eventually. That's just what it is, because things keep going up, materials keep going up, and you know, people are going to say, you know what, screw it. I'll either wait to get it cheaper, or I just not even going to buy it because it's not worth it for them. And that's what's going to happen. And that's just, you know, it is what it is. But then remember, this guy. Thanks for the greatest question. Thanks, man. No, thank you. No, you guys need to bring up points like that all the time, because this is what, you know, this is what the whole, you know, conversation's about, to figure out why, because we all have to, you know, we all collect and we all have to pay for these prices. Just because, you know, some people or most people buy, or some people buy, some don't, doesn't mean that they, you know, let's say for the ones who don't buy, it's not that they don't want to buy, because I can guarantee you everybody that's in the community would love to buy everything, but a lot of people can't afford it because of things like this, you know. So if this would have been a $285 figure, which I think would have been a perfect price for it, I think a lot more people would have been happier about it. But a lot of people are unhappy about the fact that the price is too high for their budget, and they don't think that, you know, it's worth it to them. But you have people who don't really care, and man, the figure's beautiful. They don't even look at the price. You know what I mean? They really don't. They just say, "Oh man, I can't wait. The figure's finally out. Boom, pre-order. Boom, done." They just can't wait for the figure. Price is not even an issue. So you're gonna have, you know, every type in the community, which is, you know, that's just life. You know, you're going to have people who don't care, and then you have people who really care, and the pricing affects their collecting as well, because now, let's say, for example, it's easier for somebody to come up with, you know, $260, because remember, you got to add tax and shipping if you're buying from Sasha, depending on where you live, right? So it's easier to come up with $265 than it is to come up with $320, you know? So it affects collectors big time, you know, and everybody working, everybody has a job, you know, everything's going up, but not everybody's getting raises to match, you know, the inflation. So everything's getting more pricey, and you're still making the same amount of money. So of course it's a huge deal. Prices with collecting, it's always been a huge deal, because of the fact that, you know, it's not a cheap hobby. It's just not, you know, that other place. So exactly. Local art is subjective, but prices on a deep, yeah. Exactly. I enjoyed the debate, especially about, yeah. No, it's good. It's good to talk about it. That's why I encourage everybody to, you know, everybody has an opinion, and everybody has a way of thinking, and everybody, you know, has their own reasons to why they say things and why they believe things, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's ever, you know, wrong about what they think or what they feel, what they believe in. Absolutely not. There's nothing, you know, everybody's allowed to, and that's, you know, that's a lot of things that happen in the community, especially in the groups. You know, you don't agree with what some people say or what some people feel, then, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know shit, you don't know. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, and that's why I started that, you know, that we are the community show, because you don't have to be on YouTube to have an opinion, to have a voice. You know what I mean? I welcome anybody. And I say it all the time. Anybody who wants to be on the show and display their stuff and talk about, what got them to collecting and how they feel about the community and all that stuff, which is a question I ask everybody. What do you feel about the community? What are goods and bads and positives and negatives about the community in your opinion? Because I think everybody has a voice, no matter how big or small your collection is, no matter whether you're on YouTube or not. It's just, I think if you're a collector, you should be heard, and that's just my opinion. William, I got a better painting. Yeah, good. You need it. We all need it. Everything goes up before. Exactly. Yeah. That's just life. You know what I mean? Everything's going up. Nobody, I'm not saying not anybody's getting a raise, but I can guarantee you nobody's making enough to match how much everything's gone up. So, and then you got to adjust your budget to your collection. It will be interesting to see the impact of the recession has on collective buying power. Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. That's going to slow down big time. I can tell you that right now, because this is just the beginning. This is going to keep getting – they're going to make it unbearable for families. That's just where it's going. It's just 100% that's where it's going. I'll pick it up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I like I said, I bought it on Sideshow immediately as soon as it came out. And I used the $20 off coupon, so it came out to like $280 something with tax and whatever. So that's how much I paid, $280. Actually, do I still have the email? Let me see if I have the email. I'll tell you the exact amount. I just got another one. Captain Carter arriving early. So that's the what if Captain Carter is arriving early for those who are getting her. Let me see if I got the email from Sideshow after I placed my order. Oh, come on. No, I don't. What happened? Covenants figure. No, I didn't get the email. That's weird. Here it is. Yeah, so grand total is $323. So it was $300. I took the $20 off. Tax is $24.15. Shipping is $19.01. Grand total is $323. Yep. So yeah, no, it's crazy. Just Daniel, yeah, it's these prices. You know what these prices I think are gonna do? They're gonna make people mature as a collector and really, really focus on what it is that they really love. And they're going to stop getting things that they may not love so much and say, you know what? I don't really care for this. I could do without this figure. Let me save my money to get something that I really want. And I think that's where it's going. I love your level. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It costs so much. If it costs so much. Yeah, exactly. No, that's where it's going. Yeah, driver. Thanks, man. Hey, Star Killer, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Does a 10% work on pre? No, those don't. Those are for in-stock items only. The ones that work when you pre-order are the ones that say thanks. I think that's when you buy something or when you receive a figure, maybe. Because I got two recently, and I don't remember why I got them. But I think it's when you receive something, they send you one. A thanks. The ones that say thanks specifically as the beginning, those are the ones that you could use for pre-order. But the ones on the boxes are for in-stock items only, I believe. Eric, I like this OG look. Yeah, exactly. I know. I think, like I said, he's alive for a reason. I think they're going to make him an honorary something and maybe give him his own armor. Because remember, you're going to get all these Mandalorians in season 3. They already teased them. So I think he's going to be included. They're going to make him something. Hopefully, I think that would be cool. If they gave him his own type of armor, that would be awesome. Woo! Woo! People today got the blurg arriving early emails. I didn't get that. That's weird. I didn't get that. I think my stuff is on payment plan. That's why I didn't get it. Chili Man, that's for Bob Darcy. Lando Calrissian is 235 on Saturday. Came out about a year ago. Well, it's different. Again, you can't compare that. What does Lando bring with him? An outfit, a cape, a gun, and a couple of hands. What do you have here? You have armor, you have plating, you have a helmet, you have a head sculpt, you have, the accessories alone on the figure. Forget everything, forget everything on the side. The entire figure's, armor alone is going to be more expensive than Lando Calrissian's outfit. And that's the difference. So that you can't compare those two things. In the head sculpt alone, you have one for Lando, you got a head sculpt, nothing else. A single gun, couple hands, and the head sculpt. That's it. Clothing. That's it. Clothing. You don't get armor. You don't get plating. You don't get a backpack with the rocket. You don't get fire effects. You don't get rocket effect. You don't get multiple guns. You don't get this jar. You don't get this. Completely different things. So yeah, it's going to be a different price. 100%. You have to take into consideration the things that the figures come with. It's not just because you get two figures and they're a year apart. That's just, that's going to matter, of course, because things happen, things go up in price over a year, absolutely. But you got to remember, though, that it's more expensive to make this than to make a Lando, because Lando's just clothing. It's just materials that you sew and put together. This is, you got to print out plastic panels. You got to make the helmet. You got to make the backpack. You got to make the hoses. So it's not the same. It's you can't compare those two things. It's like comparing a Princess Leia, what do you call it? A New Hope Princess Leia with this. What does she have? Nothing. So that you got to put that into consideration too. Big dog. I need $20. Oh, let me see. Start killing fact. This is the way. I'm scared for the new Mandalorian show too. Yeah, we're gonna get those. It's gonna be so nice, so nice. It's gonna be like the what's that blue Mandalorian? The really nice one. The what is it? The Overwatch? What's it? The Overwatch? What's it called? The oh my God, what the hell's the name? The really nice one, the gray and blue one. We're gonna get a bunch of those. You're gonna see it, and they're gonna be all different colors. And a new business, yeah, different. Well, the base, again, it's just a different design, which is cool, better than regular sand, because they could have given us just a regular sand footprint base for that, and it would have went, perfectly fine with the figure. Because remember the when he had when he was with what's his name, Cat Bane, so that would have been perfectly fine, and we would have been like, oh, here it is, the base. But again, they went the other way, thank God. And they gave us some detail to it. Thank you, Thule. I appreciate it. But yeah, Covenant is using reissued armor. Yeah, exactly. But again, that's what they do as a company to maximize profit. Like I know where you're coming from. Absolutely. Like you're looking at it. Well, they're reusing stuff. So why is it so expensive? I get it. But at one point they had to pay to make all these molds, and that's where they need. So now, maybe they didn't make as much money as they wanted to with the first, Boba Fett, just an example. But reusing molds over and over and over, you're maximizing profit because you don't have to remake molds constantly. So there's their money. Absolutely. I know 100% what you mean. And I'm with you on that. But that's the business of the company. They're not going to constantly keep making, molds for us for every figure that comes out. And they do it when they need to. Absolutely, they do it when they need to. But, they got to be smart. As a company, you put yourself in their shoes as you being the owner. And you're going to tell me that you're going to spend thousands of dollars, per figure to make new plates constantly, new molds constantly, when you could reuse what you have already and get away with it. Of course you're going to save that money, So that's what it is. So you got to think of it that way as well. Yes, Local Death Watch. I don't know why I was thinking Overwatch. Tully saying hi. Let's see. Glad we didn't get the same. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. But again, it would have been annoying, but it would have went perfectly fine with the figure, and that's my point. It would have been 100% perfectly fine. But they didn't cheapen out. They gave us an entire, completely different base because they know that this figure was a big deal. People have been talking about this figure for a while. People have been, expecting it for a while. And the fact that now they're giving us the head sculpt is like, boom, like they deserve a complete package. And they delivered. 100% they delivered. Yep, that's watch. Thank you, Logo Lou. Yep, thank you, Jeff. Just like Nike and Air Jordan. Exactly. Same thing. It's just that's just business, It's just business. The new base for Cubs is nice. I'm still going. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm telling you, people would have lost their minds if they gave us that same thing. But again, I'm probably gonna end up using an oval black one anyway to be able to fit him with everything else. But the fact that they gave us a different one is awesome. We made our money on yeah. Exactly. No, that's the thing. They need to make their money, and they're going to maximize profit as much. Again, every company does it. Every company does it. If you were a business owner and this was your company, you're not unnecessarily going to put out money to make new molds constantly when you already have them. They work perfectly fine for you, and you can maximize profits by reusing molds. It's just common sense. It's just that is the easiest way to make money. Period, to make a lot of money because you're already invested in these molds, right? And if you're reusing them 10, 15, 20 times, that's just the initial investment for those molds is already paid off over and over and over and over and over. So why would you not keep using it if they're making you, hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's a no-brainer, So that you got to think of it that way. Yeah, I'm on your side with that. I understand what you mean. Absolutely, they can, and they're always going to reuse. Whether it's helmet, molds, whether it's armor molds, they're always going to reuse stuff because it doesn't make sense to make something new unless they need to. If they need to, they do, because they needed to make the mold the very first time for something to be able to reuse it over and over and over. So they're always going to put the money in when they need to, 100%. There's no doubt about that. But if it's reusable, you better believe they're going to reuse it because why own something and then, I just spent all this money on this mold. Let me just throw it out. Oh, I need it again. Let me just make a new one. No company, no business owner, no company owner will throw away money like that. Absolutely not. Again, put yourself in the shoes of a business and think of it that way as a business owner, and you'll see how it changes your mind a little bit. But again, I know exactly what you mean. If it was up to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, they should give us, something specifically for. Yeah, it's easier for us to ask for that. But as a business owner, you're not gonna look to spend, extra money when you don't need to. Same reason why Dodge Charger has it. Yeah, no, they do it. Companies do it all the time. It's not anything new. It's not that Hot Toys is the only one reusing stuff. It's not that. It's just business, It's just business. If you can reuse, same thing with a good example, cars. Cars change every 3 years, I believe. Every 3 years you get a new design for a car. Because there's no reason to give you a new mold every single year. If you could get away with this using the same mold, okay, the same shell for the car, and just adding a few accessories here and there, or a few different features here and there, why the hell would you not? And you're charging more, same exact shape of the car, same shell for the car. You're adding a couple more electronics here and there, which are, obviously doable because that's what they do every year for 3 years until they decide to give you, a new mold for the car for the same exact vehicle. And then they literally start again. They'll give you whatever they give you for that first year. Then they soup it up the second year. And then they really, really give you more the third year. And then they do it all over again with the new shell. That's just business. It's just how it is. That's just what every company does because it maximizes profit. Why would anybody constantly give you something new every single year? For what? There's no need when you could get away with saving it for 3 years. So, of course, Hot Toys. And like I said, this is not going to be the last time you see, these panels being reused or this helmet being. They're gonna do this for as long as they can. And again, this is not the only one. They got different molds of helmets. Mandalorian, Death Watch. You know, they got all different heads. You got Casca Reeves. You got Bo-Katan. You got what was the other one? Oh my God, what's the guy? Axe Wolves. So these are all, you know, slightly different helmets. They have these molds, you know, and I can guarantee you those are the molds that they're going to use for the new Mandalorians from season 3. I can guarantee you they're going to paint them different colors, and you're going to see once you get them for whoever orders them, you're going to grab them, and you're going to compare, and you're going to see that they're just different colors. They're going to, this one's similar to this one, and this one's just slightly different than this one, because that's just how it is. It doesn't make sense to constantly, you know, keep making brand new molds for every single figure. It just doesn't make sense as a business, you know. But yeah, guys, no, I'm glad you guys all came. Thank you guys for being here. I just wanted to come on and talk about this because, like I said, I called this figure and I'm so excited. They couldn't get away with not giving us this head sculpt. So that's why I needed to come. You know, I don't talk about every figure that comes out at all, but figures that, you know, that I have a connection to and I have spoken about, you know, prior multiple times, not just one, not just twice, multiple times, over and over and over. I need to bring that up and you know, share my thoughts with you guys. So again, thank you guys for being here. Another thing, 8 spots left on the raffle, so we could run it. If you guys are interested in winning a brand new what do you call it, Hot Toys figure, diecast, or a third party, hit me up. Thank you, Big Dog. Thank you for being here. Eric, thank you so much, my friend. So again, 8 spots. If you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you can. I appreciate it. On my TikTok, I'm 8,000 plus subscribers. I'm heading to 10,000. So that's pretty exciting for me. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one.